Here is Barkley, left side, big hole, Saquon Barkley! Uh-oh! Barkley, goodbye! Dunk it in. Doncic, 47!
I'll give him a dunk. On a night you had 47 points, you get the benefit of the doubt.
Moss the back, Karras the snap, Moss the block. Burrow going deep, he's got him! Touchdown! Ja'Marr Chase!
LeBron leaked out, they didn't see him. Here he is down court. It's up and in! Will it count? LeBron James at the buzzer! 23-yard completion. Here goes Taylor. With Pierce in front. Touchdown, Colts.
Curry gets free. Curry puts up a three. Bang! Bang! He ties the game with 6.3 remaining.
Mahomes flushed out again all the way back. Turning the corner. Fires downfield. Caught. Touchdown.
Timeout, SGA. Probing, piercing, spinning, hanging for the lead, and SGA knocks it down with just under a second to go. Hit, throw. Oh, come on! Justin Jefferson, you gotta be kidding. Makes it look so routine. Greatest catch that never existed in NFL history.
Edwards puts up a three. It's good! Anthony Edwards once again. Edwards electricity here in game 4. Here's a first and goal. And he's signaling as he backpedals to the 30. Oh, what a catch! Touchdown, Baltimore!
Is it Brandon? Giannis says no. Back the other way, Trent. Giannis inside. And both ends.
Yo, what's up, everybody? Matty Ice here with Profit Props. This is the Sharp Side. Appreciate y'all for tapping in. As always, we will recap yesterday first. 2-2 on the straight NFL props. Both misses were quite close. We needed 16 yards from Mahomes to cash the over. We needed 7 fewer yards from Jared Goff to cash the under. Josh Jacobs, I believe, cashed first quarter, if not first half for sure. And then Jared Goff, 2+ passing touchdowns. While he had none in the first half, or maybe he did get one in the second quarter, it did cash kind of sweat-free there. Anytime touchdowns basically go 1-1-1. I will track it as 1-2, but I'm pretty sure every single book refunded Amon-Ra St. Brown since he was injured in the first quarter. So you should get that money back in either bonus bets or DraftKings Fanatics, Hard Rock, MGM, just straight cash. I'm not sure about Caesars. Caesars might not have a rule on that. What were they? CeeDee Lamb, cash. Ja'Marr Chase did not. Amon-Ra St. Brown injured. No NBA, obviously, yesterday. We recapped the day before. I can't remember. 7-5. It was a really, really active card. We won 2.32 units in our prior NBA show. So let's get right into the NBA today. We have one NFL game and I believe 12 NBA games. I was able to post up my projection sets for today, so you'll be able to follow along with those. No plays out officially, though I do have some leans that I was looking into this morning. Justin made, yo, appreciate you tapping in. Appreciate all the likes and the retweets on Twitter already. Some juicy NBA games. Yes, absolutely. Some nice looking games. Will approach with some caution. The day after Thanksgiving is always kind of tricky. There's some marquee games. I think you'll see, it's the Cup game still. So you'll see some, I think, spectacular matchups. But you also might see a few duds. So keep that in mind. Q from Quincy. Appreciate the like and the retweet. Justin made on X, appreciate the like and the retweet. Mom Who Bets and Ross, appreciate all the likes, appreciate all the retweets. Appreciate y'all for tapping in. We are an hour early, but I still have some holiday festivities to get into this afternoon. So we push stream up a little bit. Anyone who's going to watch this back later, we are an hour early. Okay, first, Alexander Sarr. I thought there was some interesting looks for Sarr. Under his assists, even though it's a little juicy, over his boards, over his points. The assists under is juicy, but we've done quite well on these where we've kind of just reduced risk, taken something that was minus 140. If there's still an edge at minus 140, there's still an edge. So let me see. Sarr, assists. I'm showing still an edge at -160 at FanDuel. I'm showing an edge -143 at Rivers of almost 20%. Indiana's only 9th in assists allowed per game. We can go look at what they are versus centers. '15th. I don't believe there are any head-to-heads this season. No, last time they played were last. Only a 6.5 spread in this game, so it should be competitive. I definitely lean under Alexander Sarr's assists here, but the minutes could get pushed into the low 30s. I think at sub 30, I love this, but I do think he could play in the low 30s, and I just think that extended time is going to probably keep me off of this. I do want to run his rebounds, 8.5, -140. A lot of 8s in here. I would like an 8+ would almost, like I would almost love an 8+. Not seeing many alt lines available yet. Let me give this a refresh. What are the odds, if any? Still not many. Kaishan George is the only questionable. Oh, Andrew Nemhart's questionable. Naismith still out. Toppin still out. You know, you guys know the drill. Both of these teams are pretty beat up. India's at home. They are a 6.5-point favorite. Would lean to the -6 for Indy if I had to play a spread. Alex Sarr, lean over PRs, but going to be nothing official for me there. Let's move on to Jay Huff has had a couple big games. I remember watching this 20-point game. Minutes have been sporadic. I don't really have a good feeling on his minutes or volume. That's where I try to find my best spots. Don't have a good feel on his minutes or volume. I do think I would lean over average. So keep that in mind. I'm assuming this is Jarris Walker, and we will look into it. I'm assuming that's Jarris Walker. Isaiah Jackson, I do believe he's in the starting lineup, so we can go see points. I'm actually split. Looks like the line's between 8.5 and 7.5. I make it 8, so no real edge there. I do lean under his rebounds, though. Isaiah Jackson under rebounds. It's a small line versus a team that allows a bunch. Under in 4 straight, but it is Washington. Are there any 6.5? Yeah, there's juicy 6.5s. Let's go look first those. Looks like this line's maybe gone up just a little bit, and I might buy it. Or not, yeah, I might just play the under. This is a rare occasion where I might have to bet something that is not widely available, but I'm betting it. If it's there, might get in trouble, but in trouble by meaning the books might. The books aren't going to like this one, but if it's there, we've got a nuke. If it's there, we've got a nuke. And I'm not even going to nuke, because if I nuke, I am getting kicked out. But let's just try to get away with this. Isaiah Jackson, under 6.5 rebounds, -125 at Hard Rock for 1.5 units. Lock it in. Just got that sent. Now, 1 second. Let me go. What is MGM's price? Let's go see what MGM's price is. MGM. Nope. MGM Sports. There we go. NBA. We also got a 3 o'clock football game. 3 o'clock. I was under the impression it was later, but it is at 3 o'clock. Isaiah Jackson plays for the Pacers. Just price shopping here. I'm hoping it is here. I don't have it up on my odds screen, so I can't see. They just straight up don't have it listed. Okay. Anywhere else at 6.5. I don't generally like to do this, but this is one of those ones that's just so far off. I am curious to see what a FanDuel would open at. I don't know if they have alts yet, but the under 6.5 alt FanDuel your way. Under 6.5 alt FanDuel your way. Also, Rivers does alt rebounds, although it might not be until later in the day. We are even an hour early from normal streaming times. Pacers. Your way. Open your way. Rebounds. Honestly, the minus 142 FanDuel your way, just reduce risk and only run it for one unit. But I love it. I still like it at that price. No questions asked. No questions asked. Let me check Rivers real quick to make sure, just to see what the price is there. If they're even open on alts, and then we'll keep it pushing. But I do think FanDuel your way is still absolutely playable. NBA, Pacers, Wizards. If it's not open at Rivers yet, it probably will closer to tip. Alts, that is, alternate. No alts are open yet, so they should open closer to tip. 5.5 at plus money is still good. But if you have the Hard Rock, play it at Hard Rock. If you don't have Hard Rock, FanDuel your way, minus 142, still good to go. Yep, love that one, love that one, love that one. Good to go to. Yes, absolutely love that spot. All right, moving on from Jarace Walker. Next on our list, CJ McCollum. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, coming off a 46 piece. He had 42 versus Detroit earlier this season. They're allowing the fewest points from above the break this season, but like mid in every other category possible. Do you guys remember when props.cash used to let you see like in games where they lost by less than 10 instead of just 10 plus? Would love to have that feature back. That was a goated feature because they actually used to stay. You can see what happens when Washington actually stays competitive. Shout outs to Trying to Raw FanDuel. Shout outs to Hobby. Shout outs to Miss Herway. Shout outs to Lee. Shout outs to Sosa. Appreciate for all y'all for tapping in, and shout outs to Q from Cincy. Appreciate all the likes. Appreciate all the retweets. Appreciate y'all for tapping in. I'll tell you what my model says about McCollum. I am afraid to back him, but I've got him projected at 24 points here. Let's go look at minutes and see if that's had anything to do with it. Let's see 28 plus. Like if we can get a clear idea, 28 plus, not really. Maybe field goal attempts will give us a better picture. What do I model the field goal attempts at? 16.47. Let's see what his season average is. 14.7. So I'm over his season average. Let's go see with 15 or more out of curiosity. All right. He's soaring over at 15 or more, even over my projections of 24. I just hate betting on CJ McCollum. Hate betting on CJ McCollum. Model definitely likes his over. If the volume's there, I like it. But am I certain the volume's going to be there? No. Yes, sir. Appreciate y'all for tapping in. Let's have a day. Let's have a day. King Cabano, appreciate you tapping in. Appreciate you tapping in. Let's have a day. Model likes McCollum's over. I hate it. They're also really good from above the break. So I'd be afraid to approach his threes today. I'd be more inclined to attempt his points. Can I back him coming off of a great game? I just can't. Lean over CJ McCollum points. Definitely lean over his points. Let's talk about assists, rebounds. Rebounds and assists, I'm literally right with market. See no edges. So that makes it easy on me. Lean over McCollum's assists. It's a really, our points, I'm sorry. It's a really strong lean, but you got to just pray that they stay in it. Where is this game? It's at Indy, right? Yeah, it's at Indy. Yeah, betting on CJ, it feels like a crime. I 100% agree. I 100% agree. Let's go see McCollum, see what his minutes have been. 24 minutes in the last game. Nembhard could come back, however. Do we have any status on that? Let me go check that out. Let me go check the Nembhard stuff out. Underdog NBA. All right, Vooch, Kobe, Kevin, Patrick Williams, Dalen Terry, all questionable for this game. Indiana versus Washington. Washington, Kaishan George is really the only question mark. A true questionable out of Nembhard. Okay. Probably be slow to attack anything on the Indy side of the ball offensively to the over. Would like to see what happens with Nembhard. Pascal over is probably a good spot to back Pascal. Should be a good volume spot. Mathurin, he starts slow, so I would be afraid to back Mathurin in case this one got to a blowout. 23.5 feels a little high. And I was even high on him early in the season. What's my number? I'm at 20. I mean, I've got a strong lean to the under here. Nembhard could return. Like this 23.5 feels a little high, and I've backed him all season. Absolutely could get it going. It's hard to bet unders on Washington versus Washington. Also, what is the cup? Let's go look at what the cup implications are for this one. I'm sure the Wizards are out. Okay, the Pacers are 0-3. They're out of it. The Wizards' differential is awful, and the Cavs already have 2 wins. So both of these teams are out of the cup. Both of these teams are out. So keep that in mind. Yeah, I lean under Benedict Mathurin, and I've bet his over several times this season. But yeah, not tonight. I think line's just a little too high at 23.5. Nembhard, first game back since. Oh, this would be his second game back. Or wait, am I thinking of Naismith? I might be thinking of Naismith. I'm thinking of Naismith. I always mix these two up. And Naismith is still out. Okay, disregard what I said there. Okay, that does make me feel a little bit better. Washington looked like that's right. We had something in that. Jalen Johnson looked awful. And Alexander Sarr looked like KG. You're right. I forgot about that. You're 100% right. You're 100% right. Okay, I was mixing up Nembhard and Naismith. My apologies. Too much turkey yesterday is what I'm blaming it on. Probably too many Coors Light, to be honest. Anything else in this game? I'm not seeing anything else stand out to me. McCollum over points definitely has value. Let me pick through the model. Sarr over points for sure as well. Sarr over points doesn't look great, but I do lean over there. Kaishan George is a game time decision or questionable. If he's good to go, full go, I would probably lean over the RAs. Let me look into that a little more. 16, 11, 14, 19. Let's go talk about, I think they were, what did we say? Total rebounds 27th. Assists, I think 9th. Well, and a bunch of guards though. Kaishan George, Keyshawn, whatever. I'm butchering it. Would lean over RAs. Let's just see if he's going for it first. I did have a request on Jarris Walker, so don't let me skim past that. Jarris Walker, assists under, I do see an edge. 1.68. I do see an edge. Let's talk about it a little bit more. Under 10 straight. And I see a model edge. It is Washington. 29th in assists allowed. I'm at 1.68 on my projections, so yeah. Yeah, Ross. Yeah, I think so. Hold on. I think so. I'm gonna go to MGM. DraftKings 125 is cool. I always go, I don't know what's wrong with me today. Jarris Walker, no, close, assists over under, see all. Yeah, do what you got to do. Get down there. Cool. All right, Jarris Walker under 2.5 assists is a go. Is a go. Shout outs to Ross. Jarris Walker under 2.5 assists is a go. Projection 1.68. Projection 1.68. Okay, let's keep going through Middleton. Do I have anything? Slight lean under points, lean over RAs for Middleton. Again, you have to be confident spotting minutes and then confident spotting competitive matchup. I don't know. Washington just couldn't miss in their last game. You know, regression doesn't always come the day after, right? But definitely do some regression, I think, from their last performance. Lean over RAs. Let's leave Chris Middleton RAs as a lean to the over. What do I think about Cade? I don't know why it came up funny, Prada. What do I think about Cade and Luka? Not sure yet. We'll go through each game, though, and I'll let you know for sure. Chris Middleton RAs, let's leave as a lean. Coulibaly PRs, but I feel like he's probably more inclined to stay in the lineup if the game does get a little ugly. What did I say? PR over? I don't know why I would be on that. Okay, no, PR under, which makes a lot more sense. Okay, PR under, which makes a lot more sense. What worries me is Coulibaly getting some, like I was just speaking, minutes extent. Like, yeah, he might get a little more run. Projections for points, 9.2. Rebounds, 3.2. 12.4. What can we play? Under 14.5. Is there a 15 out there? There are some 15s. Bet 105. I'll definitely get you guys up on my site. Do I have you yet? I know I don't. Bet 105. I need to reach back out. We'll get something popping for sure. I appreciate y'all for tapping in. Appreciate y'all for tapping in for real. Quentin Grimes. As soon as I get to Philly, I'll get you there. As soon as I get to Philly, I got you. Coulibaly PR unders. Is that a go? Coulibaly, you say no? No on the unders? No on the unders? Extended minutes could be some worry here. Let's go 25, 26 plus. Small sample this season, under and 2 of 6. Minutes look to be trending up. Missed a little bit of time here. Injured in this game, 27, 29, 26, 26, 34. Training wheels might be off after the last game. Fully back. Coulibaly PRs, lean under, strong lean under. Yeah, that's a pretty strong lean under. Koulibaly under 15.5 PR. Probably going to run it. But let's move on to the next game. We'll come back to the leans at the end. Chicago versus Charlotte. Let's talk about the injury news in this one. Oh, my Lord. Hoyter, Vooch, Terry, Kobe, all game time decisions are questionables. We've also got Okoro, Patrick Williams, and I believe Trey Flowers, all questionable as well. Charlotte, at least we know what we're getting. Wow. Okay. So for the Chicago side of the ball, a lot of shit going on, a lot of questionables. Day after Thanksgiving, dudes are hungover, too full. Chicago is a 2.5 favorite right now. LaMelo Ball, how many minutes last game? I know we cashed the under 19.5. I should have reran it. I really wanted to run the under 20.5 after the market moved against me, and I didn't. Unbelievable record this season with the market moving against us. Don't want to sound too cocky, but I don't know if we've missed a bet this season when the market's moved against us. And it's a decent sample. I'd say at least about 10 times. Which is, that'll you're not ever going to, over the course of 1,000 bets, it'd be pretty hard to do better versus without the close than with the close, is what I'm trying to say. Jay, appreciate you tapping in. CJ, appreciate you tapping in. Appreciate all the likes. Appreciate all the retweets. Appreciate all the likes. Appreciate all the retweets. I'm gonna probably run LaMelo here. Again, the minutes. It's all about the minutes. He's going to be sub minutes. How did he rebound last game? He had 6 rebounds, 4 assists. PRA 32.5 painted. My projections. Charlotte PRA. Oh, wow. I actually have his points over in this matchup, but I guess that'll keep me off of it, but I definitely lean under. My model says over, but I definitely lean under. The minutes aren't going to be there. Sub his minutes down to 26. Hold on, let me do that. Okay, well, at least now I'm closer to market at 19. Lean under LaMelo's points. Absolutely lean under LaMelo's points. Vucevic, questionable. Kobe White could be out. Hoyter could be out. I mean, Vooch himself could be out. This game's going to be pretty hard to attack on the Chicago side of the ball. Honestly, I feel like we're getting a fairly decent price for Giddey, especially on the PRs given the circumstances. We get no Vooch, no Kobe. Giddey's just running free versus Charlotte. Now, keep in mind, Charlotte does rebound the ball incredibly well. When you think of Charlotte, you don't think of them doing anything well. They do rebound incredibly well. Let me go over here and just second fewest in double-doubles allowed, third fewest total rebounds allowed, also third fewest three-point attempts allowed per game. So rebound well, while the three-point percentage seems to be very high, they don't allow a bunch of attempts either. All things to keep in mind. I don't know if I want to attack Giddey until I know more what's happening on the other side of the ball. Kneppel could be interesting. I'm not going to, weigh too much into his last shit performance. What was his volume like? He still had 7 threes. He was 0 for 7 from 3. I live with that volume. Are we getting a discount here? No, we're not. No, we're not. I don't think the points line is awful, though. Let's go to the model. Colin, Kneppel, points. Yeah, I'm way over. Slightly over the threes, but way over the points. Slightly over the assists as well. I'm at about 3 myself. A lot more interested in this points line. I'm a lot more interested in this points line. $125 at Rivers, $128 at FanDuel on the 16.5. It is going to go 17. So let's go get this now. You can go FanDuel or Rivers here. FanDuel or Rivers. I'm going to go Rivers, but they're both playable. Cool. Let me get that into the banner now. Cool. Definitely like Knapp. I do lean over his assists as well. Diabate, no Vucevic, maybe a PR under, but nothing that I want to attack at this moment. Brandon Miller, be his 5th game back, 39, 25, 27. 3rd game back. That's right. 3rd game back. Minutes went up a little bit each of the two. They've been incredibly cautious with LaMelo. I would be surprised if they're not also incredibly cautious with Brandon Miller here. It's a really good draft class this year. I don't know if Charlotte's super concerned with winning this season. I'm seeing a 27.5 PRA under at Rivers, which is honestly about what I make it. I'm going to stay off, but I do lean under Brandon. No. Yeah, I do lean under, slightly under. Brandon Miller lean under PRAs. Just not quite enough. Just not quite enough. But I do think they'll be super cautious with minutes. So just keep that in mind. Miles Bridges, what's his rebounds? We just cashed the under last game. It's still 6.5. I want to play this. There is some worry, no Vooch, but at 6.5 at the current price, there's still some tempt. 118 FanDuel. Got an 03 at Novig. 110 at Rivers. Definitely some value here. If the only thing that would make me not want to play this is Chicago is super, super depleted, but I make this line 6, still showing enough of an edge to the under. I'd actually love the over points. Let me see about the threes. I like the over threes and I love the over points. So we'll probably be on that as well. Looks like most books have moved to 19.5. You're playing 20 plus. Wouldn't hate the 20 plus though over on Bridges either. Man, the only thing that would keep me off of this is if like everybody's out, right? They're 26th in rebounds allowed per game. They being Chicago, 28th in points allowed per game. There's going to be a lot of points in this game. Two teams that struggle to defend. Damn. Miles Bridges under rebounds is really close. Over his assists, over his points is as well. I would have wanted to be at like 18.5, 110 to really attack the over. You're getting 19.5 plus money though, so. Doing a little shopping. Hold on. My apologies. Let's Miles Bridges plays for Charlotte. Player points. Okay. I'm gonna move on, but I think I'm running. We'll have a holiday lay today, and Miles Bridges 18 plus will be in it at minus 140 something. That'll be a full go. That'll be a full go in a lay. Kneppel we've already played. Sexton. Only 17 minutes in the last game. They did lose that game by 28 points. The previous game, he played 36. The prior game to that, he played 20-something. They lost that game by 15 points. Colin Sexton appears to be incredibly dependent on a close game. Hold on, I got to dig a little deeper here. Mitch Robinson over first quarter rebounds. I'm not sure. We'll look at it. Biggest fear for anything Mitch Robinson's going to be those fouls. But he could get 2 rebounds in one offensive possession. So I understand why you're questioning that for sure. Let me pull Charlotte up here, and let's plug in Colin Sexton. Am I missing something? I mean, is this what I'm missing? Let me dig into this just a little bit more. In all of the games with Brandon Miller and LaMelo, so these games, the 2 sub-minute games are just crazy blowouts. Like, it's hard. It's really hard for me to spot what his minutes are going to be. I want to be all over. Yeah, I love a 10 plus. I love a 10 plus in LA. Yeah, you could maybe pair that with Bridges. I prefer to keep my pairs outside of same games so I don't pay a correlation penalty, but the minutes are the question, but I lean over Sexton's points by a large margin. Spreads 2.5. If Chicago sits a lot of people, maybe they I don't know. I don't think Charlotte's blowing them out, so I don't know. I really don't know. Minutes is the only concern. Like, I feel like I should just be running this. Some blowouts, he's getting no second half run, really not a lot of first half run. I mean, I just don't know. This line feels free, but I'm torn. This line feels free, but I'm torn. Baker Mayfield, not seen practicing again. Appreciate all the likes, appreciate all the retweets. If you're just now tapping in on Twitter, drop a like, drop a retweet. Appreciate y'all. Yeah, Sexton 10 plus looks free in a lay piece. Let's see what we hear with injury news in that game, but I do lean over the 12.5 absolutely as well. Moving on to Philly versus Brooklyn. Michael Porter Jr. is out. Cam's still out. Bona is a game time decision. Embiid's out. Oubre's out. Paul George is a game time decision. I'm pretty sure Embiid is just out. Someone correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah, he's out. Embiid is out. No need to worry about that. Paul George, true questionable. Paul George, true questionable. RA line has bumped from the 6.5 we were getting earlier in the season. Minutes have still only been in the mid-20s, low 20s. I think there's some value in a Paul George PRA under just because I don't think the minutes are going to be like 25, I think is a ceiling. 25, I think is a ceiling. So I would lean under the PRAs, but you're playing the minutes game there. Admittedly, you're playing the minutes game. Let's just go to the well. Okay, no questions need to be asked. Drummond double, bet it and forget it. Blitz the pick and roll, so the points are going to come there. Yeah, Drummond double, bet it and forget it. Don't worry about a thing. MGM even money. MGM even money. Is Rivers listed there? Let me go check Rivers first. It might not be up at Rivers yet. Even money at him everywhere is good, but I like to have a plus in front of it. If you guys would like projections, which I did post the projections, you can go get them. 10.4 points, 12.56 boards. Okay, only Claxton's listed as of this moment. Can I build it though? No, they don't have his points up at all. Transitioning to MGM. MGM even money. FanDuel 110's cool though. Philly. 76ers versus Nets. Players. Double. Even money. Trey Benson is ruled out. Bop. Andre Drummond, double plus 100. MGM. Got it. That one was like a no-brainer, I think. Nick Claxton, fantasy points at 31.5. Okay, sounds like it's moved already. Okay. Mitch Robinson over first quarter rebounds. Okay. That's Nick's game, yeah. Okay, Nick Claxton, you said the fantasy score. What do I make? 11 points, 7.88 rebounds. Okay, but yeah, keep in mind Michael Porter Jr. is out, so I assume he could get some extra usage in the pick and roll, maybe. Yeah, I think without MPJ, that's probably a good look. Gonna expect a lot of blitz on Maxey today. Yeah, 26 in the last matchup in 38 minutes, 7 assists. I'm going to expect a heavy dose of blitz for Maxey today. Could see a rare scenario where I fade my model projections. And even though it's not necessarily that his usage is going to drop, which was only 22% in that last matchup, because they are going to force the ball out of his hands. Ironically, that gets me right to market. Yeah, I think the markets has his usage at about 23. What was his field goal attempts in the prior matchup? 19 field goal attempts, 9 3-point attempts though. Okay, I can find myself down to 29.25 on his points. One second here. Rain, appreciate you tapping in. Appreciate the likes and the retweets. Yeah, a lot of blitz on Maxey. I mean, this just feels like a perfect under spot. I think I gotta run Maxey's under, fellas. If you know the Nets, you know they blitz every single pick and roll. Oh, under 31.5, minus 122 at FanDuel. And did I get Drummond double-double? No, I owe you one in the banner as well. Luka's got Dallas. I forget. You have to remind me, is that game in LA or in Dallas? Save, bam, bam. All right. Maxey under is bet. Michael Porter Jr. out, right? Unless someone correct me if I'm wrong in my assumption. Yeah, off the books. Yeah, he's out. I remember having a Quentin Grimes request where no Embiid, possibly no PG at minimum. Yep, a lot of unders today. You're exactly right. There's some people going to be a little weighed down. Grimes RA over 7.5 was the request. $19 in the last matchup. What was his usage in that game? 25%. Ball was forced out of Maxey's hands a lot. You did ask about a 7.5. Looks like it's moved 8.5 plus money now. Seven plus is probably free. Dimed him up in the last matchup. Individually, don't love it, but let's do this. Usage adjustment to 25. I see the most value in Grimes in his assists standalone. 13 in the last matchup. Could be an increased volume spot. Don't necessarily love it, but if I had to run a Grimes anything, it would be RAs. It would be assists over. At least in that side of the ball. Points, 18.5. Threes. He had 4 threes. I think they were probably spot up opportunities without going back and watching the clips. He had 8 attempts in that game, 9 attempts in his prior matchup. I do like the attempts. Grimes threes might be a look. I think we get 5 attempts. It's a 53% hit rate. I don't like the price we're paying. Looks like the jump comes around 6 or 7. Yeah, it does. Lean over Grimes threes too. Leave it as a lean, but the matchup makes a lot of sense to me. Leave it as a lean, but the matchup makes a lot of sense to me. Trayvon Diggs is expected to play week 14. Okay. All right. Yeah, I'm going to call it on this game as well. Let's move on. Cleveland, Atlanta. What's the injury news in this one? Craig Porter Jr., questionable. Jared Allen, questionable. Dean Wade, questionable. Livingston, game time decision. Keep in mind, Jalen Johnson Jr. looked awful last game. Might be the wrist injury some people were talking about. Would be afraid to back him after that last performance. Porzingis. Okay, these teams have played once this season. Tough call on Porzingis here because the matchup's going to not be good, although maybe for some stretch opportunities with Allen. Cleveland's 9th in three-pointers and made, 6th versus Rollman, 27th versus catch and shoot, though. So there's some value probably in the catch and shoot. If we get volume like this from Okongwu, let me go plug it into my model real quick because I don't have him in the starting lineup. I need to add it to where I just have the top 8 players. I'm going to as well. Okongwu, 2.64 threes. Yeah, I mean, 1.5 plus money. I like that as a sprinkle at plus money. Maybe not a full unit play, but at plus money, like a quarter unit, a half a unit on Okongwu's threes, just makes sense to me. All right, Darius Garland, 29 minutes in his last game. What's the spread in this game? Cleveland's a 6-point favorite. Lean under Garland points, over Garland assists. Defensive analysis, 22nd in rebounds, 14th in assists, 22nd to point guards. $16.5, 114 available at FanDuel. Looks like the best non-exchange number. Cooked them in their last 5 matchups. Now, was that with over and 4-4 with Donovan last 2 seasons? Better pick and roll ball handling defense this year than last, though. Definitely worth noting that. Damn, are we running Garland's under? I think I have to. We could see extended minutes, though. I mean, 29 last game. Could we see 31, 32, 33? Very possibly. Which would make a lot of sense for liking his assists over as well. Point guards have a 63% hit rate on their last 10 versus them, 59% on the season, 63 last 5 and last 10. Didn't realize we were an hour into this already. How many games do we have left? Oh, Lord. I'm going to be late for Thanksgiving. I'm going to stay off Darius Garland points, but definitely lean that way. Definitely lean Darius Garland. Mobley, I'm not going to play until I know exactly what's going on with Jared Allen. Because I'm probably lean over without him, lean under with him. Probably a really strong PR under if you think he's going. Donovan Mitchell, this is a team pretty good versus pick and roll ball handlers. Should get the Dyson Daniels attention, I'm assuming, who's a really good defender. Was Garland in this game? Garland did not play in the matchup this season. Donnie had 37 in that game. No one has respected our coin like Donovan Mitchell this season. I'm at 28.76, though, so I don't see a really strong edge. I do see an edge to his rebounds over, but Lord have mercy, if you know what happened to me the last time I bet his rebounds over, no thanks. So going to just leave that as that. Leave it as that. Nothing official there. Nickeil Alexander-Walker. I do slightly lean over his points, rebounds, and assists, but they're not strong edges in any one individual stat category. Lean slightly over his points, rebounds, and assists, but not backing anything. I think I'm going to call it, move on. Garland under assists and Yeka over threes are my two. Garland under points and Yeka over threes. Two strongest leans in that one. Moving on to Orlando versus Detroit. Ivy is a game time decision. What's the price? $250. Fair. Fair. I'm going to quickly just click through all of these, tell you where I see edges, and then try to look at those particular spots. All right, Franz RA overs. Let's spend some time on that. And then maybe a Desmond Bane PR under. Let's go look at those two first. Franz was an RA over. RA over. Minus 385 on this, probably some value in my opinion. Minus 208 on that, probably some value in my opinion. And then there's some value there as well. You could run this straight or as a lay, I think, value on each. 9 plus though, minus 1, whatever. Minus 208. I think there's probably your most valuable bet there. Lean over Franz RAs. Desmond Bain. I said PR unders for Bain. Is that correct? Bain points under. I make it about 17.77. Rebounds 3.47. Whole rebound under. So PRs is 20, 21, 21.1, 21.28, 21.28. Points allowed, Orlando 10th. Rebounds allowed, Orlando 6th. Let's go see if there's any discrepancies versus guards. Not really. Believe I'm going to be running a Desmond Bain under PRs. No, I'm not. And you know why? I think FanDuel is going to go to 24.5. So I'll circle back for Bain. What time is this game? 7:30. Desmond Bain, PR under. 124.5. I do think we'll get it. Looking for that Desmond Bain under 24.5 PRs, and I do think that we'll get it. As we spoke on, Ivy is questionable. Jalen Duran, let's go see where the model comes in at. Points slightly over. Rebounds, no edge. If anything, I lean over his assists because they're plus money, but nothing going to be official on Jalen Duran. Cade Cunningham, lean over. Points and rebounds, lean under assists. Let's go talk about it. $30 in the last matchup. We're getting a 28.5 line. They're giving us no breaks. What do I make it? 30.6 is what I make it. I knew it had to be high to clear that line. 8.27 on the boards. This might be the way to go. Orlando is, I said, 6th in rebounds allowed. What did he have in the last matchup? He had 6. Ten assists as well in that last matchup. Line's 8.5. Lean under, but man, I'm not getting a good read on Cade here. I lean over PRs and under assists, but that points line's a little too high for me to attack it. If you wanted to run like, yeah, I definitely lean over there as well. I'm at about 8. He had 6 in the last matchup. YouTube comments slow. Yeah, I don't know if there's anything I can do to boost those. Cade's rebounds is really close. What did I make that number? I might have to run it. $8.27. All right, I just tracked it. I'm going to run it. 1.24 units. Cade Cunningham over 5.5 at Bet Rivers. If you have to go anything over like 135, just reduce risk down to 1 unit. Cool. A lot of unders, but that one is an over. That one is an over. I think I released that and didn't bet it, so hold on. Let me go bet that. I did not bet it. 1 second. Pistons, rebounds. Okay, yeah, it's minus 124 on the 6+ or the over 5.5, just so everyone's aware. Got it. Get it. Let's go. Cade Cunningham rebounds over was ran. Let's see what the model has to say about Jalen Suggs today. Model likes the overs. 26 and then a 4. Short minutes, but we should see the 30+ minute Suggs. If I had to run anything on Suggs, it's probably the assists. What are they in assists allowed per game? Detroit is allowing the fewest assists per game is what I have. Let's see what props.cash has. The fewest, 4th fewest of point guards. All right. Lean over Suggs, but given they allow the fewest assists, I'll probably just stay off of that one. Okay, moving on from Jalen Suggs. Tobias Harris assists have been printing. Now they've moved. Okay. We were getting 2+ at like even money, plus money, whatever. Okay. Books caught on to that. That was printing, but no longer available. To be fair, I still lean over the 2.5. And then I do lean over Tobias Harris points at 11.5. He had 23 in the previous matchup. 23, 26, 27. We probably could see him run 30 minutes tonight. Those of you that have been really tapped in with me, Tobias Harris was a cash cow like 2, maybe even 3 years ago, back in the Philly days. I like Tobias 10+ in LA. I like the over straight. Yeah, I could get behind Tobias Harris over 11.5 points. Lean over there, nothing official. And I think that is going to call it for this game. Lean under Bane's PRs. Yeah, let's why did I? Oh, I didn't run Bane because I think I can get it to, I think it's going to move for us. That's right. I was going to say, I thought I really liked that. I do. I'm just hopeful I get a 24.5. Okay, that's why. All right, moving on, but do expect Bane to get added. I know Giannis is questionable. I think it's a true questionable. If Giannis goes, I do think I will be leaning over here. $28.5, 112 at DK. OG Anunoby is out. Okay, so I guess Bridges will start off on him. He had 37 versus the Knicks on opening night. No, that wasn't opening night. That was about 5 days into the season. I think I got to run this Giannis over. Tookie Bets, appreciate you tapping in. Appreciate you tapping in. Everything I played's down there at the bottom. And I'm thinking about adding Giannis's over here. Over 28.5 for Giannis. Let's go see everything, though. Make sure I don't want to just run the PRAs. Would actually lean under the boards, but over the assists. 7 in that last matchup. How many boards did he have? Only 8. Okay, well, the model likes the under rebounds. We're getting a 9.5 plus money, or are there any just straight up 10.5s out there? The books don't want to go to 10.5. They're like minus 140, minus 145 to the over. Would definitely buy the Giannis under a 10.5 rebounds. Also interested in the over 28.5 points. Actually might just run the over 28.5 points. What did Giannis do exactly versus the Cavaliers? I know he only played 13 minutes. Night Fox, appreciate you tapping in, bro. Appreciate you tapping in. Left adductor strained. He missed. Hasn't played since the 17th. If they bring him back, I don't think he'll be on a minutes limit. It's Giannis. I mean, I don't know. The NBA is crazy this year, though. After Thanksgiving, game is in Madison Square Garden. If he goes, he's going to be crazy. I'm going to bet Giannis over at DraftKings. I'm going to bet Giannis over at DraftKings. 28.5, 112. No, I'm not either. No, I'm not either. We've got juice to the under. Hold on. We're not betting this yet. It doesn't mean we're not going to bet it today. I'm not betting this yet, but it doesn't mean I'm not going to bet it today. Hold on a second. $35.5 PAs look good as well. I like, hey, okay, yeah, we already bet that. I'm going to leave Giannis over as a lean for now. This is also one you can expect me to play before the end of the day. I'm leaning over. I think there's some world where we see a 27.5 or a 34.5 PAs. And I'd be more tempted by either of those numbers. Turner would be hard to bet on him until you know what's going on with Giannis. I know someone requested someone said there was a 2+ first quarter rebounds, or maybe he did say 2.5. Would lean over there, but not a market that I'm generally attacking. Ryan Rollins, I think, again, you've got to wait and see what happens with Giannis in that one. Brunson had 26 in the first matchup between these two this season. That line at 30.5 just does not tempt me. I make it 31.54. So I would probably need to be at 30 plus before I found significant value, but I do lean over. Assists, I do lean under 3 in the last matchup versus Milwaukee. 17th in assists allowed, middle of the pack. I might actually run the under. I might actually run. Maybe just reduce risk, only run it at 1 unit. Okay, leaving Brunson's assists under as a lean, points over as well. I like AJ Green to hit two threes tonight. I do like AJ Green to hit 2 threes tonight. Similar to Brunson, I would probably reduce risk and only bet 1 unit here, but I do lean over AJ Green's threes as well. Let's try to speed through these because I've got to leave in the next 15 minutes. Josh Hart, RAs. Yeah, we just cashed a 12.5 line. What do I think about it at 13.5? Leaning on the assists more. Lean over Josh Hart RAs. If it was 12.5, I'd smack it. Even if it 2.5. Yeah, Green 2.5, still like it. Green still 1.5, 2 like it. All right, we're going to move on to the next game, Phoenix versus OKC. This one could get ugly. What's the spread? 15. J-Dub returns. Devin Booker's line's 24.5. I was going to look at betting his under if it were like 27, 28.5, 24.5. Probably pretty efficient. I'm going to stay off this game, y'all. 15-point spread. I normally don't attack those games or find the best luck in those games. Next, we've got Sacramento and the Jazz. Going to blast through the model here and just see the edges because I am behind. Okay, it likes Russell Westbrook, PA's over. You know what? This game's at 9:30 p.m. What if I went twice live today? What if I went twice live twice today? That's what I'm going to do because I got to get to Thanksgiving. All right, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to wrap it up now. We're on the Sacramento-Utah game. I'll probably end up going live about 6 o'clock. After the Eagles game, I'm going to go live. I'm going to wrap it up now and then go back live after the Eagles game for the late NBA slate. Let me recap everything I have real quick, and then I'm going to get out of here, get to Thanksgiving. We'll be back this evening to finish everything up. Isaiah Jackson under 6.5 rebounds. I actually ran that as a 1.5 unit play. Jarris Walker under 2.5 assists. Con Kneppel over 16.5 points. Andre Drummond double-double. Tyrese Maxey under 31.5 points. Cade Cunningham over 5.5 assists. Make sure I didn't release anything else. That's it. All right, that's all I have. Best of luck today on your NFL bets. I will be back probably about 6 p.m. We'll have 4 games to go over at that point. Best of luck until then. I'll catch you all tonight.